So, I welcome you all, and today we are going to discuss what is meant by deformation in concrete. So, before moving to this subject, I would like to clear you all what is meant by deformation. So, deformation is nothing but change in shape or size of an object is generally known as deformation. So after clearing that, what is meant by deformation, we are going to see that how deformation in concrete acts like. So deformation in concrete is nothing but the when load exceeds a certain level and a concrete behaves like any plastic or elastic body and after removal of this load, this is a residential or a permanent deformation, or this is known as creep. This type of deformation is known as creep. The deformation due to the process of creep, which continues for months and even for the years, is of the order of 3 times the instantaneous deformation. Okay, so this is the deformation diagram, and here we come to know that this is a creep and this is a elastic deformation, and the deformation is going upwards. So the arrow also the this goes to the upwards, and this is the elastic recovery. This is permanent deformation as the plastic recovery. Okay, so this is constant load and this is load removed. Okay, so we comes to know about from this diagram how the deformation acts like. So here we know that there are generally two types of deformation in concrete. The first one is elastic deformation in concrete. So what is elastic deformation in concrete? The deformation which results from loading of a concrete structure which recovers back into initial shape or and soon as applied load is removed is called as elastic deformation. Means it generally states that after removing of the applied load, the shape of an concrete again gains to the original shapes or the first shape which concrete was having is known as elastic deformation. Okay, now we will move to the plastic deformation. So what is meant by plastic deformation? Plastic deformation is nothing but the load which exceeds a certain level of deformation, and concrete behaves like a plastic body. Means after removal of load, there is still a residential permanent deformation is known as creep. The deformation due to the process of creep which continues for months and years, I told you before also. So it is known as plastic deformation. So this is the diagram of plastic deformation in a hinge. Okay, so here is the first plastic hinge and here is the second plastic hinge. So this is a simple cantilever beam, and here is the bending moment diagram of this beam. So how the deformation acts in this cantilever beam, here is the best example of this. After this, yeah, this is here is the second diagram of the plastic deformation, which where we comes to know that this acts like a steel rod. Okay, so here the plastic hinge zone has bent, and this is a permanent bend which has concrete has gained. So now we will see that what is difference between the elastic and plastic deformations. There the main difference between elastic and plastic deformation is plastic deformation is the permanent deformation in concrete, and elastic deformation is a temporary deformation in concrete. That means elastic deformation, after having elastic deformation, the concrete will again gain its original shape and size after deformation, but the plastic deformation will not gain its original shape and size after having deformation. So this is the diagram of elastic, the difference between the elastic and the plastic deformation, in which the stress is going is in the x direction and strain is in the y direction, and this is the elastic deformation which is moving upwards, and the plastic deformation which is still in this position, permanent position. Now we are going to find the solutions for deformation, uh, in which concrete will not gain deformation after having these types of solutions. So one type of solution is formworks. What is meant by formworks? The building formwork is a temporary supporting structure which is made according to design requirements so that the concrete structures and the members are shaped according to the position and geometric dimensions, maintaining the concrete position and hearing the self weight of building form and external load acting on it. So these are the some types of formworks which we are going to use for removing or preventing from the deformation. So the first type of formwork is this timber formwork, but we are not going to use these types of formwork. This is just these are just the types of formworks. The main formwork we are going to use is the plastic formwork. But before moving forward, I would like to say you that these are some types of formwork. So the second formwork is steel formwork, the third is aluminium formwork, fourth is plywood formwork. This is this used shape you are seeing is the fabric formwork, and the last is plastic formwork. So plastic, we are going to use the plastic formworks because there are some reasons using for plastic formworks. The steps to prevent deformation is uses of formwork. Okay, so plastic formwork is used to ensure the quality and construction safety of project and speed up. These are lightly weighted interlocking system and can be used for more than 100 times. Okay, it can be used for normal concrete construction. This type of formwork is now becoming very popular for similar shapes and large housing schemes. So there are certain advantages of this plastic formwork because it is less handling, it is less handling cost, and also it is lightly weighted, and it is if careful installation and use multiple reuse and possible, making it highly economical. So it can be utilized in large construction sections also. So what is the conclusion behind this video? So the main conclusion was plastic formwork is not the permanent solution for this deformation in concrete, but it can be the permanent it can be this one of the solution for preventing concrete from undergoing deformation, as the deformation only does not causes to naturally, but also it causes because of man-made calamities like not having proper calculations, or making we use of wrong or this cement, weak cement. Okay, this can be the main this can be the main reason of having deformations in concrete. So thank you, and this was some of the topics of concrete technology, and I have given one of the solution for having deformation and preventing concrete from undergoing deformation. Thank you.